Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today we're going to do a quick video. I'm going to mix a few things so you guys can get some ideas on different ways to use certain products that you have. Very easy, very cool. So first we're going to take some gesso and I'm going to squeeze some gesso there. And this is just folk art gesso. I love this stuff, but whatever gesso you have will work. I'm going to take a little bit of acrylic paint, whatever you have. Okay, gonna squeeze out. Let's hope. And then I'm gonna mix it. And then we don't need dry on there. Oh, I'm so delicious. Okay, and you can see, and this is just in a gesso, but you could do fun stuff. So let's say we have a little flower and we want it to be purple. Now you take your time and really mix it. I'm not at the moment, but what happens is, and if you do it one way and it doesn't work, you do it the other way. Lift it up, and we're going to let that dry so you can see what it does. And then I'm going to wipe this off. Okay, so that is your gesso. Very simple, right? I don't know if I can move you in if you could see a little bit better. My camera is really off today. I must have hit it, or the cat got up here because she loves rubbing all over it. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to use is the white opaque flakes. Now, these dry pretty clear, but I'm going to put it there. This purple's not squeezing out like I wanted to, so we're going to do some pink. And the fun thing is that I will just use this page as a mixed media background because that's kind of, just plain. So you can see. Now let me tell you, I've used plastic spoons, I've used plastic butter knives, whatever you have to mix. But you can see, very cool, right? And we will do this little thing here. I don't want to hit that purple one if I can help it, but Lord knows, we all know I am not the neatest girl in the world. But you can see, just doing that. And then I'll scrape off a little bit, lift it up, and there you go. Okay, so there we have that so far. And I will wipe this off. Now listen, I'm just leaving this like this so you can see the textures as it dries. I can spread it out a little bit. Okay, next, don't discount your Mod Podge. Now you can use gloss, you can use matte, you can use whatever you have. Just going to put a little scoop, but of course you can use as much as you want. And what do I have here? We'll use some red. We'll just use our folk art red. Gonna give it a squeeze. And we're gonna squish it around. Now, think about different ways that you can use these in your art journal, in your paintings, in your mixed media, right? Now, this is going to be a little bit thinner, okay, than these. So this could potentially run underneath your stencil, but we're going to go for it anyway, just so I can show you. And what I like to do when I do this kind of thing is very thin coats. Going in. And like I said, go the opposite way, go sideways, just move it around. Scrape it, lift it off. A little mushy right there, but it's okay. This is just for practice, practicing, like I said, just do a little bit at a time. Okay. Oh, love. Okay. All right. So that's our three, like we got our gesso, we got that. Now, listen, using your, let's say, white paint, you can do the same kind of thing. You're going to get this kind of consistency, maybe a little thicker, depending on the type of paint you use. So if I go in with a little bit of white. I'm going to show you what I mean. If I can get white out. I go through white like it's water. Okay, so let's say I want to color that. Now I'm going to use a little bit of turquoise, but you know, you want a little bit of something watered down. And you know it's going to change the color because obviously it's white. It's going to make it lighter. But you definitely can do the same, you know, same kind of thing. It's just not going to be everything you might want it to be. Oh, no, we're not going to do that one. We shall do this one. And just a real quick, you know, I smeared it when I took it up, but it's all right. And if this bothers you, which sometimes you guys write me and you're like, oh my God, I can't, just scrape them. Scrape it, scrape it, scrape it. Give it the scrapes to get it off. Oh, look at that deliciousness, but that's not what we're doing today. I'm just scraping. If you do not have, you can take a baby wipe, which I have sitting here and I'll do after. If you do not have, you know, one of these, think outside the box. I have videos on making paste with baby powder and white school glue. A lot of those things, if you guys are new and would like to see, you know, more videos of that, I would be glad to do that. You can, you know, do all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to dry these really quick. Nothing, I'm not going to be too fancy. It's just a way to add a little bit more dimension in your art. You know, that you might not have thought about. Now, what's cool is, and what made me, I was going to do this, maybe I'll do that with this. Because it would be cool to do something like this where that color comes through, like little holes. This gesso is almost dry, which all this paint is fantastic for that. And then we have this. So this right here is the white opaque flakes, and the glue itself, not the little flakes, but the glue dries clear. Well, now you have this great texture with that. So if you want to you know, if you kind of want to make that at a home version, just take some glitter in your Mod Podge. Could be gloss, could be matte, whatever you have. And you can make that yourself because Mod Podge dries matte. So a lot of fun, a lot of fun. I really want these dry so I can show you. And never, I mean, don't forget, once you use your stencils, turn them the other way because you get this great kind of extra stuff, right? I don't have white school glue here yet to do this with, but you definitely can. You have to play and see what, you know, what you like. Okay, just, oh, okay. All right, so I'm just going to take a little piece of this. See, I like, I want it to come through a little bit, will it? That's almost dry. That's how fast it dries. Plus I had the heat gun on it, but I'm going to show you because, oh, this texture. Oh, I just love. But anyway, I sit and I play. I do these silly things and then I'll pull this up and then I'll put it here for a print. But remember, it's glue, but now you have a cool print inside there. Oh, I just have too much fun. Okay, so that is the gesso. And you can see it's almost dry and you can draw in it. You can, you know, scrape in it. You can do whatever you want. And then you can color it and you can have a really cool, you know, little thing. This is the opaque that you can make yourself with your glue, with your Mod Podge, with some glitter. And then you could put it through a stencil and you can see the texture. It's a little wet still. there you go with the, what was that? The Mod Podge right there, with some color. You definitely can do that as well to either, change your glue, add some stencil stuff, some whatever you want. This would be good in bigger stencils. A little bit at a time though. You want to just take a little bit and then put it on and then go back and get more, because too much will squish underneath and you don't want it to squish underneath. You know what I'm saying? And then this is just your white with some teal. And then you can see you get some texture in there. And you get it texture, you get as much texture as you want and what you put on. Do you know what I mean? Like you can see I put a lot here, so you get a lot of texture. Same with here. And, it's all in what you want. But this is something to play with and to really look outside what your products are used for and just have a blast with it, because it's really fun. And if you guys want to see any of these things homemade, like I do with the making modeling or molding paste, modeling paste, whatever you call texture paste, that kind of thing, let me know. I also love making glazing medium, like a fluid kind of medium. And yeah, so that is it. As always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I love you guys so very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.